was a depreciating asset. If I could go back, hey man, I bought my first motherfucking Bentley when I was, 21 years old, right? Now how long ago that was? I'm 40. That was 19 years ago when I bought my first motherfucking Bentley. I bought my first Phantom at 24 years old. I bought my drophead Phantom at 25 years old. So I just sit back, right? And I sit back and I calculate all the money that a nigga done fucked off on depreciating assets, right? That's not a trophy. You know what I mean? When I post all them pictures of cars and all that, that's just showing niggas, man, the history of how long a nigga been blowing this money, man. You know what I mean? And as y'all see, still today, I do the same thing that I was doing 20 years ago, but on a better level. You know what I mean? I'm not in the popularity race. I'm not trying to be like Joe Schmo and the rest of these niggas, man. You know what I mean? You niggas got a point to prove. I don't. I done already proved my point many summers ago. Many summers ago. You know what I mean? To a bitch that ain't gonna even get nigga no pussy. So when y'all classify these niggas as ghosts, man, go check the niggas' whole pedigree. You know what I mean? Go check these niggas' whole motherfucking me background. You know what I mean? Them the niggas that you classify as a goat, man. If a nigga ever was a thief, he not a goat. And hey, man, if you was a scammer, you not a goat. If you was a robber, jacker, you are not a goat. That's not a goat, man. You niggas out here robbing and stealing and killing. That ain't goat activity, man. You niggas out here stealing from people, working class people, man. You know what I mean? Scamming them out their 401ks and using their credit cards, putting them in millions of dollars of debt. Hey, man, that could be my mother, my grandmother. That could be my sister, my auntie. Man, I don't respect that. You know what I mean? To each his own. But I'm just speaking on me. I don't respect none of that shit, my nigga. If you niggas went and got some $1 million loans in COVID, and that loan money helped you to become better, and your business is prevailing, and you know what I mean, you paid the money back, I support them kind of guys. You know what I mean? Y'all use that money for a better good. But all you niggas that went and took PPP loans and all this old square shit that was going on, man, just so you can go buy some jewelry, some clothes, and some change to do shit that you watched me do back in, you know, in the early millenniums. I don't respect it. I don't respect it. Nah, money don't make you a goat. Money don't make you a goat. That ain't what make a nigga a goat. Consistency is what make a nigga a goat. Knowing how to navigate is what make a nigga a goat. Knowing how to go through the storms and weather through the storms and make it to the other side of any obstacle that's set out in front of you and still remain the same person for consistency, for a consistent amount of years. That's what qualifies you as a GOAT. Not the money. Like fam just said, character and consistency. That's what makes you a GOAT. You know what I'm saying? If you niggas was suckers, if you niggas was real niggas when you got the money, before you got the money, and you turned into a sucker when you got the money, money don't do nothing but magnify who you are as a person. That's the only thing money do. It magnifies you. If you was humble and you was respectful and you was respected when you didn't have no money and you applauded the niggas that was having it, but then when you got some money and then you changed that, you changed who you were, that means you was already that way. You just had a facade. You had a mask on, and the money just magnified it. So I don't respect them kind of niggas either. You know what I'm saying? Remain one way, with it or without it. That's all you gotta do, with it or without it. You know what I mean? My own homeboys, my nigga, be hating on me, and they know. Come on, bruh. Niggas knew me before I knew them. And what they knew me for? Ballin'. Niggas say ain't no rules in the streets, anything goes. Hey man, it ain't about rules, my nigga. It's about integrity. Y'all get this shit, y'all try to finesse ways into justifying sucker activity, man. You can't justify sucker activity. Either you a sucker or you not one. Ain't no in between. You talking about it ain't no rules in the streets. There is rules in the streets. In the era that I come up in, rules was applied in the streets. And guess what it was? It was about morals, principles, integrity. That's was the rules. You know what I mean? That was the rules. You niggas came and y'all fucked up the game. Y'all fucked up the streets. That's the reason why kids is dying from fentanyl. Kids is hanging themselves for suicide because y'all on the internet making these kids feel like they less than because they ain't got no car or they mom and daddy ain't riding in the Benz or they ain't living in a big house. That mean that they bums. That don't make them kids bums. But y'all teaching y'all kids to go and shit on these little young kids that may not have the nice Nikes. Mama got them the best she could from Walmart. And y'all niggas sending y'all kids and glorifying the material aspects of life, making y'all kids go to school and rub that energy off on these kids. And then y'all wonder why the kids come home disrespectful to the parents. The parents be doing everything in the world for the kid. And the reason why it ain't good enough is because somebody else bad kid that got everything. Just because she willing to give you the pussy. Y'all don't know who this broad is. Y'all don't know where she from. Y'all don't know what she got. Y'all woman in exchange all of them bodily fluids and all that bodily energy. You understand me? And then sit around and consider y'all self a goat. Man, that ain't goat activity, nigga. Paying for pussy ain't goat activity, nigga. I got some player partners of mine that don't even look like no player. But guess what? They be fucking the baddest bitches and nigga would swear up and down them niggas paid for it and they didn't. Man, these women know real niggas when they see them, man. And some women just don't look at how a nigga look. A woman to look at how a nigga take care of himself. A woman to look at a nigga how a nigga take care of his kids. Or how, you know what I mean, how a nigga present himself. Presentation is everything. That's what classifies a nigga as a goat. You know what I'm saying? Let us young niggas live. Man, you niggas ain't living. Y'all dying early, nigga. This nigga trying to let us young niggas live. Y'all dying. I'm trying to save you young niggas, man. You niggas is crazy, man. Y'all hear this nigga, man? I get emotional about this shit, man. Because I got a son that's 16 years old that got more integrity than some niggas I know that's 40 years old. Nigga got to start do better, man. Nigga got to do better. Yeah, my nigga, them tender dick niggas, man. Nigga, I can lay in the bed with a woman butt naked, nigga, and not touch her. You know why? That ain't my mindset, dog. I'm built different. I got to really fuck with you, man. You know what I mean? To jump up and down in you, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just fit to be doing all that, man, just because you pretty. I know a bunch of pretty pieces of shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. They ain't taking care of her kids. They taking care of the broad. That's the way they take care of that's the way they keep the broad around, taking care of her kids and not taking care of their own. Trust me, my nigga, I know. Nah, my nigga. Hey, homie, just say, hold on. What you just said? Let me see. Only real P know how to control their dick. Nah, my nigga. Real men know how to control, you know, real men. A real man ain't going around. I want to talk to a brother about what we can do for each other. How much money can we get together? You know what I'm saying? What type of legacy can we help create together? You know what I mean? If we can't talk about those conversations, then it ain't no sense of us laying down. Ain't no sense of us, you know what I mean, having any type of sexual relationship with each other, especially if we not being able to rub each other in a different way. You got to rub a motherfucker mentally and spiritually, man, before you rub on them physically. And that's where you niggas get this shit fucked up at. You know what I mean? That's what it goes with the flow of things, bruh. You know what I'm saying? And people sit around and they talk so bad about one another. It's amazing to me. Let every man be his own man. And if he got sucker qualities and he's, you know what I mean, and he's not real, he has to live with that. You know what I mean? It ain't up on you to correct no nigga. You know what I'm saying? Especially no grown man. We can correct kids, but we can't correct no grown man. He caught in his ways. But if a real man make a mistake or he say something about somebody, right, in the heat of a moment, if he not willing to reach out to that man and apologize to that man and say, hey man, I was wrong, then he ain't no real man. And it go back to what I said a while ago about being a GOAT. When you say that you a GOAT, being a GOAT doesn't mean because you have more than somebody that makes you a GOAT. Being a GOAT, man, is who you present yourself to be as a man throughout life, or as a woman throughout life. That's what classify a person as a GOAT. And that's just real talk, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna talk y'all ear out, man, because I done gave y'all, you know what I mean, down there 45 minutes of game. But I just wanted people to understand something, man, because I see a lot of it going on in Houston. I live in Houston, but it's a global, it's an epidemic. You know what I'm saying? It's global. You know what I mean? I sit back and I say Houston. I'm from Arkansas, by the way. I am not from Houston. And I see a lot of these niggas in Houston that sit and laugh in each other's face, knowing they don't like each other. Talk bad about each other. You know what I'm saying? Nigga knock a nigga whole wife down. But then they arrive with a nigga and act like everything's sweet and everything cool, right? That's like a Houston thing. I've seen this. But you got a handful. When I came to Houston, right, I was as y'all see my pictures, I was a country ass nigga. I didn't know how to dress, none of that. I just knew how to get to some money. So when I came to Houston, I got to give Houston niggas they flowers, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of Houston niggas motivated me and showed me a better way. They showed me how to get fly. They showed me how to buy diamonds and get jewelry, and you know what I'm saying? They showed me how to take care of myself in an upper echelon way, right? They showed me that. So I got to give a lot of my Houston niggas they flowers for showing me that way. First nigga I seen in a Rolls Royce was Slim Thug. The next day, I was at the Rolls Royce dealership trying to figure out how I can get me one. You know what I'm saying? First nigga that I seen with some big jewelry on was a Lil Flip. Made me go and upgrade my jewelry. Now I had to go and buy me some bigger jewelry. You know what I'm saying? First nigga I seen with a big mansion was Mike Jones. Made me go buy me one 2 doors down from him. Like, niggas got to know the history. But then on the flip side of that, me moving to Houston, not being from here, trust and believe me, I had to go through all the trials and tribulations that a nigga could go through in order for a nigga to be able to remain in this city untouched. They done tried it, but a nigga ain't never prevailed in it. You know what I mean? I done put in some real demonstrations in order for a nigga to understand that I'm going to make it home to my son at the end of the night. You know what I mean? So whatever I got to do in order for me to do that, you know what I'm saying? I had to do that. You know what I mean? Master, Candy was the first nigga gave a nigga some real game. You know what I mean? But he was the first nigga that put me in a Bentley, made me go get me one. So I got to give Houston niggas they flowers on that. But what I got to talk about is how a lot of these Houston niggas do a lot of hoe shit. You know what I'm saying? And to the world, y'all just now knowing these niggas. So y'all seeing these niggas, y'all thinking these niggas is goats. They not. Get on the phone with some niggas from the H. Get a history lesson. You know what I'm saying? Nigga can't find no flaw in Lace at all. Not since I've been around. Not, you know what I mean? You can't find that on me. That's the reason why every nigga bring up what Lace went to the feds for. I went to the feds for doing what you niggas was glorifying me for doing. You know what I'm saying? I was a kid though. And you niggas glorified it because I had the glitz and the glams and I had the shit that you niggas couldn't understand. But the same shit that y'all glorified me for is the same shit y'all try to ridicule me for. Why? Because you niggas can't find no flaw in nothing that I do. Nothing. So, y'all try to find flaw. If I disappear off the internet, that nigga went broke. Nigga, if I ever go broke, Lord forbid, you niggas will never know, nigga. It will never happen. For you niggas, I will never sweat. Because you know why? Nigga, check this out. I done fumbled the ball a few times in life, but I always recovered it. And I always scored when I recovered it. See the difference? You got a lot of niggas that'll fumble the ball and they'll turn into some suckers. You know what I'm saying? I fumble the ball, I pick the ball up, and I run on into the end zone. You niggas don't get down like that. But that just come from me coming from some different upbringing. My mama taught me a lot better than that. My old man taught me better than that. You know what I'm saying? I come from a small town, man, in Arkansas, man. But I came to the fourth, and I'm going to say this 1,000 times. I came to the fourth largest city in America. and I fuck this motherfucker up. And if it's a nigga on here from Houston that'll say anything, I wasn't a rapper, I wasn't a ball player, I wasn't a dope boy, I wasn't none of that, my nigga. I came to this city with some shit that niggas didn't even know existed. They thought it was old school niggas dressing up in clown suits and all of that. I came to this motherfucking young nigga, you understand me? Hey man, sagging, wearing Jordans, big old chain, looking like Nelly, you know what I mean? Hey man, and was getting it to niggas. Was getting it to them. So they didn't understand it. My nigga Boss George say the first time he met me, that nigga said, Lace, I thought you was either the feds or the biggest dope boy in America. I thought you was the plug, nigga. And then I got to doing my homework, and it was unbelievable. Them real niggas. Niggas like that. You got a group of them, but they hate on that nigga. They hate on him. They hate on the realest niggas, dog. And that's what we got to get away from, man. What make a nigga a GOAT is a nigga being able to survive through all the... Hey, man, my Rolls Royce in 2017 got shot up 17 times. 17 bullets, man, in a convertible. And I'm sitting in the driver's seat. Not one bullet touched me. Not one bullet touched me. You know why? Man, I'm highly protected, man. You know what I'm saying? Highly protected. Nigga ran in my house one time. Nigga, I got to busting through the floor. All these are stories that a lot of niggas know about. I survived them storms. Miranda, what's up, beautiful? You know what I mean? I survived them storms. I went through all that. And I didn't fumble. I was outside the next night like, nigga, what's happening with $1 million worth of jewelry on? Hopping out the back seat of the Phantom with a driver in the front. Nigga, what's happening? The only nigga that ever got close to touching me was my homeboy that I grew up with. Nigga shot me. Because he was so jealous of my life and he couldn't understand why God put me in a position and not him. Nigga shot a nigga. I was told I'll never walk again. Guess what? Man, I can run faster than half you niggas. Go back to what I said a while ago. I'm protected by high these suckers that get on this internet and try to take away the points out the school. They always up and they stuck. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not the toughest nigga in the world. I'm not a gangster. But one thing I stand on, man, is principles. I've been living by that code my whole motherfucking life. When I was in the feds, for all you niggas that was in the feds with me, y'all let a nigga know. If a nigga looked at me wrong in the feds, because I was a light-skinned nigga, long hair. These big gorilla niggas up in the joint, man. I just let a nigga know I'm going to poke that knife in you, nigga, and you know what time it is. Had to put a demonstration down. Same thing in these streets. Had to put a demonstration down. All it takes is a demo. And once I put them demonstrations down, I ain't had no problems, and I thank God for that. But I just wanted to let niggas know that when you come, nigga, you're going to have to come correct, nigga, because I'm going to go all the way. You know what I mean? I got to get home to my son. So please excuse me for going all the way, but I got to get there. You know what I mean? And now look at my kid, he's 16. The shit that I did when I was a child, I can't do no more. My son be sending me pictures. Hey, Dad, why you don't buy that new Lambo? Hold on, son. We got a bigger fish to fry right now. I'm putting this big boy restaurant lounge up in Arkansas. Let's finish that first. We're going to make the lounge go ahead. The restaurant, we're going to make that pay for that Lambo you talking about you want me to go and buy. Because everything that I got here is anyway. So when he goes off to college, they can't offer him a Rolls Royce. He already got one. They can't offer him no big house. He already got one. They can't offer my baby nothing in the world because I done already gave it to him. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't got to worry about none of that type of shit. But I'm teaching my son to do better with money. Because when I was checking the crazy money 7 days a week, you know what I was doing? I was doing all the wrong shit because I was sitting back trying to live my childhood. I was trying to relive the things that was robbed of me. Y'all got to think, right? I went to the feds at 16 years old. I started pimping at 14 years old. The feds got me at 16. I went to trial at 17. And I was in prison during that whole stint. And came home at 21 years old. So in my mind, when I came home, yes, I was 21. I was far ahead of the game. I was educated. But I still had the child heart. My heart was still that of a child. So when I came home, I just wanted to live out all of my dreams and my fantasies. I wanted to live that shit out. So guess what a kid gonna do? He gonna buy us all the shit that he don't need. You know what I mean? You only can drive one car. I had 10. You know what I mean? You only can have one house. I had many. You know what I'm saying? I was buying and I was fucking off the bag. So everybody always wondered where Money to Blow Music Group came from. it came from me blowing money. It wasn't the fact that I had money to blow. It was the fact that I had money and I was blowing it. So I named my company Money to Blow Music Group because I went into the music world trying to do better. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather put my money into the music. I'd rather put my money into something that can, give me some residual income. I'm the first black man that ever owned a movie theater in my hometown. Like, it's a lot of stuff I don't get on this internet. It's a lot of stuff that I don't talk about because I don't need people to judge me based upon all of my accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? I want people to judge me on my character. You dig what I'm saying? And that's the reason why I become who I become as a man. I don't get on here, I don't argue with niggas like I used to. One of my biggest mistakes was arguing with the little homie, Sauce Walker. I fuck with dude. You know what I mean? That was my little nigga. We used to ride around and chop big game together. You know what I'm saying? But the younger me, even though I was older than him, the younger me was more reactive instead of proactive. In that situation, I was supposed to be more proactive in that situation and not reactive to it and try to help that situation rather than hurt the situation. And I allowed the world to feel like me and Buddy had a real beef. And really we didn't. What it was me being a young mind with an ego. I jumped out there and I reacted instantly off emotion. And that's what men don't do. So everything that happened in my life, I've always used, those adversities to be able to help me be a better man. You know what I mean? Women that's been in my life. You know what I'm saying? I don't sit back and I don't always fail women. I mean, women don't always fail me. Sometimes I fail them. You know what I'm saying? And when I say failure, women come into y'all life and our life for us to be the man, right? They come into our life for us to be the leader. Regardless of what it is that you provide for them. If you providing them with a big old iced out Rolex or a big old iced out AP or, a big old Benz that you done went and paid cash for, whatever the situation is materialistically that you provided for a woman, right? You failed her. You know what I'm saying? You're opening her up to a lifestyle that if she leaves you, she has to be able to sustain that life that you provided for her by buying depreciating assets. You know what I mean? Not doing things that if in the event that a motherfucker leave you and they go on to do other things, that they still can sustain that. They still have stability. They still have security with or without you. That's what they got with you for. To be the leader and to lead them into productivity, success. Not to lead them into depreciating assets, leading them into debt, leading them into all of that. So when I sit back and I say that it's not always been, I thought at the time, being young-minded, I thought that everything that I was doing meant something. Big watch, big car, big house, all that. But in reality, it really didn't. So I failed in that too. You know what I'm saying? But now, here I am as a man 15 years later, because it took me 15 years, to really adapt the mindset that I have today, man. And I'm proud of that. But what I don't get on the internet and do is lie. I don't get on the internet and proclaim myself to be a nigga that ain't never fumbled the ball. I always was a nigga that if I fumble, I pick the ball up. I admit my mistakes to myself first and foremost. I got to look myself in the mirror and say, damn, what can I do to be better? And the best way to be better, man, is learning from your mistakes. You can't change them, but you can do everything in your power to make sure that you don't continue the same mistakes or the same pattern or walk down the same path. You know what I mean? That's what make you a GOAT. The real game, if they learn how to get it, they shouldn't have to learn it. You should be able to give that to them. That's a part of being a leader, giving them something that they can take. You shouldn't have to teach that. If they around you and they gonna gravitate your characteristics. So if they seeing you go out buying 5, 10 cars, they want 5 or 10 cars. They feel like that makes you a GOAT. Hey man, I know some of my partners that's rich as a motherfucker that still ride around in a suburban, big old nice house, their kids taken care of, going to Ivy League colleges, and they may have never bought a Rolls Royce. Not because they didn't have the money to get it. It just wasn't beneficial to them. You know what I'm saying? And that's what life is about. Doing things and planting seeds, man, that be beneficial for the future. Not just on the financial level, but on the spiritual level. All of that. All of that takes into account. Same thing with your body, right? What you do to your body today will affect you later on in life. So you got to make those deposits, man, and be able to, go through those checks and those balances. You know what I mean? Bruh, if you just tapped into the live, my nigga, I don't know how to save this motherfucker, but I'm going to try. But my definition of a GOAT, man, is how a nigga characteristics are as a man, and the integrity that a nigga keep within himself as he climbs or he walks down this journey that we call life. That's what my definition of a GOAT is. You know what I mean? And I'm going to continue to preach that, and I'm going to continue to push that, man, because I'm tired of seeing you young niggas, man, you know what I'm saying, think that certain situations, man, qualify you as a GOAT. And take it from a nigga that's done went through every adversity, every trial. I still go through them today. You know what I mean? And I know the route to become a GOAT, because I've been there. I've traveled down that road. I've went to those areas. I went through those bad and good things, man, in life to be able to say that. You know what I mean? But y'all see these niggas just because they popping on the internet, and y'all believe that they are GOATs, and they not GOATs. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never posted something on the internet that didn't belong to me. I don't care if a nigga let me borrow it. You know what I'm saying? When I sit back and I say that a nigga done had PJs, a nigga done had Rolls Royces, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, big mansions, all of that shit that I done had throughout my life don't mean a motherfucking thing to me. What mean most to me, man, is when I see my son an honor roll student, when I see my son getting rewards, when I see my son balling on a football field, when I see that type of shit right there, that's the greatest feeling that any man could ever have. And my son is the GOAT. He's the one that made me into the GOAT that I am. I'm just a reflection of him, just as he is a reflection of me. So I make sure that every piece of energy that I put out into this world, I try to make sure that I implement my son into that first. You know what I'm saying? And that's just giving y'all some real game. And I'm going to leave it at that, man. I just wanted to spread this, man, because sometimes niggas forget history. So sometimes you got to give them a history lesson. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just giving them some history, man. You know what I mean? Don't take that as the wrong way, man. But like I said on January 1st, if you's a suck-ass nigga, and I know you's a suck-ass nigga, do not walk up to me, man. You know what I mean? It's only really two niggas that I came into this millennium with, and I consider my friend. There's, y'all go follow my nigga at Mike the Egyptian. That's my friend. At T Grizzly. That's my friend. At General Fly. Those are my friends. You know what I mean? And the other people that's my friends, I can't even, you know what I mean, shoot they tag on this internet, but they know who they are. You know what I'm saying? But those are my friends. The niggas that I talk to. Those are my friends. I love them niggas. You know what I mean? And then let me get a major shout out, man, in this car world, because I know a lot of my followers come from the car culture. I want to give a special shout out to Tim over at Gap Racing. I want y'all to follow him, man. And it goes back to one of those many situations that I talked to y'all about previously, man, about a man being able to look himself in the mirror. When you wrong about something, you man enough to say that you wrong, man up and say that you wrong. I want to give a special shout out to the homie, man, because he done taught me a lot of game when it come to this car world, man, that I never knew about. And I'm grateful that I spent a lot of money with Tim, but I bought a lot of lessons from him, because I'm going to continue to do what I do best. I love cars. So as long as I'm going to continue to be in that car culture and in that car world, if you ain't got nobody that's willing to teach you something, don't spend no money with them. Spend money with the motherfuckers that teach you something. And I just want to give a shout out, man. And those are people that you consider friends, man. Whenever you can go through something on the business side, but still be able to remain and be close friends on the personal side. You know what I mean? I just wanted to shout out dude, man, because, you know what I mean, he really gave me a lot of valuable game and a lot of lessons. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to forever remember that. But I just want to let y'all know, man, stop giving these niggas that GOAT title, giving these niggas that GOAT if they ain't earned it. You know what I mean? Just because a nigga got some good following on the internet, he gets some likes and views on the internet, that don't make the nigga a GOAT. You know what I mean? And I just wanted to shout y'all out, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get the podcast up and jumping. A lot of y'all keep asking me to do that, and I'm gonna keep on doing that, man. And we gonna get it together, man. You know what I'm saying? What made your mentality change? Was the birth of your son what woke up? No. When my son was born, I was 24 years old. I had just came home. I'm going to touch that real quick before I get out. My son, I was 24 years old. I had just came home from prison 2.5 years before. So I was in the heart of that kid mindset. You understand? I was in the heart of that kid mindset. So a lot of things that I did in that era could have affected my son in a sense. But what I will say is the more that I got to know myself as a man, I paid more attention to myself as a father. And I realized that everything that I was doing in the public, I needed to change for the betterment of my son's future. You dig? And my son is who made me who I am for sure. But no, it wasn't him coming into this world that made me into who I am. What made me into who I am was me being able to identify with who I was. When I was able to identify that person, I was able to understand what I needed to change about myself to be a better person for myself. And in terms, I can be a better father to my son. That's pretty much, and I hope that can give you pretty much a rundown of why I am who I am and why my mindset is what my mindset. And I don't want y'all to think that I'm down talking any nigga that's being successful today. But to give a nigga that GOAT, and I see niggas self-proclaiming themselves as GOATs. They not GOATs. They not. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta say that, man, because I sit back, right? And I be on this internet a lot. You know what I mean? It's a part of my business. And when I sit back and I look at this internet and I see who the kids glorify, it's amazing to me, because some of these people that I know them, and I'm like, if they really knew who this person was, them kids would never glorify that person. You know what I'm saying? Or to say that they are a GOAT. So, you know, I got to get on here to spread this knowledge, man, because I just want people to understand, man, that it's up on us to be able to teach these kids through our actions, man, on what sucker shit really mean. Some kids don't even know what sucker shit stands for. Some niggas don't know what real is until we show them what's real. You know what I mean? Believe that. Believe that. But hey, man, I'm going to tap out this motherfucker though, right? But I just wanted to get on here, man, today, man, because today is a beautiful day. And I sit back, man, and I watch a lot of shit on this internet, bro. And it's just amazing, man. It's disgusting, honestly, to see what I see on this internet. And it make me want to delete the whole app, because it's a lot of suckers on here, man. Love you, Hubba Bubba. Love you, my nigga. Each one teach one. Come on, Bizzle. Real talk. Real talk, man. They need more OGs that don't get on the internet. They need them niggas to get on the internet. Because if they get on the internet, maybe these young G's that's coming up in the game will be able to identify. We got to start calling a spade a spade. When we start seeing these suckers on this internet doing sucker shit, we got to start calling these niggas out on the sucker shit. You know what I'm saying? Because what's happening is they getting away with it because niggas rather talk about them behind their back than to let them know in their face that they on some sucker shit. I'll let a nigga know in their face that they on some sucker shit, and they know how I get down. They know that I address a nigga if I feel like he's a sucker or a buster. That's why I told niggas, man, when you see me, my nigga, if I don't walk up to you and speak to you, that let you know that I don't fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Because I don't fuck with a bunch of clown ass niggas, man. But let me get back to what I do best, man. Man, for all the good things that's in you. Straight up. Niggas want to be internet superstars. Man, come on, man. You know what I mean? But hey, all my MC niggas, y'all come to H-Town, man, for the first 3-city party that we got at the end of next month. Y'all check into their Instagram page. Man, it's gonna be a great weekend, bro. Y'all come out and fuck with us. You know what I mean? Kings of the South, man. We like to do some fly shit, and we like to make sure our niggas be able to come out and do some fly shit with us, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let's get it.
If you can, hit the like button for Lace tapping in. He said even though cars depreciate, he been buying foreign cars for 20-something years. Whenever he show off his cars or his stuff, it ain't to show off, it's to show people the history. He just showing people the consistency when it come to having money. He still like buying cars and different stuff, just at a better level now. I like how he said money don't make you a goat. It's the way you keep the money and stay a good person while you making the money. He's showing his son how to have integrity and be a good person, because he already been showing his son how to make the money. They say the first person he saw in a Rolls Royce was Slim Thug, and that made him want to get his Rolls Royce. First person he seen with some boss man jewelry was Lil Flip. That made him want to get his jewelry right. First person he saw with a big mansion was Mike Jones. It made him go get him one too. That's some more of the history, and he giving people their flowers. If people could teach you something and you can stay a good person, that's the type of stuff that make you a goat. It's not about if you fumble the ball as long as you recover the ball. They say his parents taught him right, so he gotta show his son right and make sure his son survived through different situations. Everybody keep watching, and I'll pull up on y'all later with more videos.